first I want to make sure I get paid in the morning. So I'm like, can you guys come pay me? And then that night, they're like, here's a stack of 8x10s that you have to sign that were about 600 of them. So I didn't know that when I was clocked out, I was supposed to take all these 8x10s and sign around 600 of them so they could like sell them online afterwards. So no one told me I had to. They just gave them to me and they said, here, do as many as you can. So I sign as many as I can before I go to dinner. So then I go to dinner and I signed probably about 200. And then I'm like, the next day, I'm waiting for them to give me a check before I consider going downstairs. They come up to the room with security and 2 other guys, and they're like, oh, well, we don't have a check for you right now because you need to sign all of these. And I'm like, well, all of what? And they're like, all of these 600 photos. And I was like, wait, no one ever said I was supposed to sign those. Don't criticize anything about my management. This has nothing to do with them. So, because I don't have a manager, I work impartial with somebody. So, and it's not my management. It's nothing to do with them. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to sign any of those until I get money, and I'm not going to sign any of those anyway. And then I call the person who's helping me like negotiate the contract that I had. There's no number on the contract. It doesn't even say that I had to sign a certain amount. It just says the hours I had to sign and the obligation, and that's it. And basically, long story short, they come back up to my room and they're like, oh, well, we'll give you the money downstairs. And I call the guy that I work with and I'm like, they're coming up to my room to try and make me feel intimidated. So I cave and sign all these photos, and they're trying to intimidate me. Like, I know this tactic. This is a long-running porn tactic. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to deal with this. And then they're like, okay, well, I don't know, unless you come downstairs, like we can't pay you. Like the check is downstairs. The check is downstairs. I'm like, okay, well, I want a cashier's check. So then they're like, okay, cool. Well, once you come downstairs, we have all these things laid out for you to sign first, and then we'll give you a cashier's check. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then they give me a personal check when I go downstairs, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go do the things that I had to go do because I made plans to go do something fun in New York before I flew home. And basically, if I didn't sign all of these autographs, the personal check that was supposed to be a cashier's check wouldn't be valid, right? So I had to worry about that. So then I had to come back after I finished all my stuff that I was doing in New York, which was just like going to this like exhibit and then dinner, and then go sign all these autographs. And wouldn't you know, I asked them to give me a private room so I don't have fans bothering me the whole time. Not that the fans bother me, but when I'm trying to sign stuff in a quick amount of pace and I'm tired and my back hurts, and you put me in a room in front of my fans, what am I going to do? Am I going to ignore them? Am I going to let them just stand in front of me and be like, oh, damn, that sucks, we missed her? Oh, man, you can't give us a photo, really? No, I'm going to be nice to them and treat them the way they should be treated. So instead of giving me a private room, they put me in front of all my fans. So then I had spent another hour and a half doing a fan meet and greet. And then I had to do all these autographs that they laid out on a table, which was way over 1,000. And I missed my flight. Yeah. It's just like porn is so crazy, man. Like, and I'm sure it's not just porn. I'm sure there was some other entertainment people there that weren't in porn that the same thing happened to. But it's like, God damn, I'm 31 years old, still in a room at the behest of like dudes and saying no, staying my ground, and still being like, well, I flew all the way out here. I could just leave. And then my marketing assistant / manager is like, yeah, but it's 10 G's and your back is hurt and you just don't know, blah, blah, blah. If I were you, I'd just like, you know, do the best you can and get out of there and like wash your hands of it. So then I'm like, well, motherfucker, I'm just like, I'm still so old getting this, like, still so old fighting the same fucking fight. It's so annoying. Time to start running your own, take that shit, brand industries worldwide. Right? Probably made 3 times on the photos alone. Yeah, well, once the check clears, let's see what happens. I have very powerful fans. My fans are very great people. And I actually don't do mass autograph signings because I don't want to convolute my autographs. And I don't do mass autograph signings because I don't like the fact that fans will have to pay $50 to $100 or more for them. Because if you ask me for my autograph, I'll always give you to them either free if you're a member of my website, free if you show me that you follow me on social media, and it'll only be $5 or $10 at most. If I'm next to other girls that are charging 20 bucks or something high, I'll do $10, right? But what they're gonna sell them for is gonna be like 100 or more. It's gonna be like ridiculous. So that was the business part of it. And then I missed my flight because they kept telling me, even though I was looking at my flight, they kept saying like, no, it says 10:29. You're definitely going to be there. You're boarding at 10:29. And I'm trying to look at my phone and they're like, keep signing, keep signing, keep signing. And then I finally look at my phone and it says it leaves at 10:29 and it was 10 o'clock. I'm like, cool. Well, now I just missed my flight. Now I have to spend money on a hotel overnight and figure out my dogs for another day. And I was supposed to do a hot tub stream today with 12 girls. That I actually had lined up 12 girls. And I had to reschedule, so now I only have 4 or 5 girls for tomorrow. Yeah, let's hope not. But I mean, other than that, I had a great time hanging out with some of the people I hung out with and doing all the other stuff I was doing. So that was cool. Oh, thank you, badass. Thank you for the 4 months of Prime as well. I will. You're not into hot tub streams? That's cool. You don't have to show face. Yeah, she's going to be doing a stream with me tomorrow. Right, Meg. Like, you see, like, do you guys remember when I was in Europe and crazy shit happened? Like,